morning, everyone. My name is Mary Huls. I'm the current president of the Clear Lake Tea Party. I'm a local coordinator for Tea Party Patriots, and I'm also, one of my favorite roles, I'm a volunteer with Texas Border Volunteers. Now, during my work with TBV, I've seen the humanitarian toll that happens with the illegals crossing into the brush. They bail out in Encino, and they walk around the Border Patrol checkpoint, and bodies are found in Brooks County often. And I've seen the toll economically on what is happening in Brooks County. This is dire circumstances. So the economic aspect of this cannot be negated at all. I've also served to minister in the housing projects in South Period with my church. So I say this because I want you to see that this is not all about just illegal versus legal. This really is a humanitarian issue. So this morning that I want to talk to you about the moral reasons that we're providing this plan. Too often the media, elected officials, open border pro-amnesty activists describe this wave of unaccompanied alien children called UACs as a great humanitarian crisis. In the pictures that they show to you on the TV at night of the overcrowded detention centers or riding the beastie train, they're designed to twist your heart and to gain sympathy. And it is effective. The stories, though, of a child's migration simply to escape terrible violence in a semi-failed state is designed to set a narrative. And this narrative is that Americans must have the moral high road, the moral duty to take these children in, no matter what. Now, this is a false narrative. It's designed to take the focus off the real problems and issues that are associated with an open border. The onslaught of illegal aliens that are coming in from 75 different countries, and they're all crossing our southern border. There is vastly more adults than children crossing. The estimate is somewhere between 10 and 18%. Of those crossing are literally children. This is full-blown assault on the Texas border by every type of illegal alien imaginable. We grant that some border crossers are seeking a job, some are hoping to be unified with family. However, this flood is also composed of cartel members, transnational gang members, criminals including rapists, child molesters, murderers, drug smugglers, human traffickers, and yes, even victims of human trafficking. So I ask you, how do you separate the former from the latter unless you have a secure border? You can't do it. As long as this pipeline of illegal immigration is kept open by the U.S. government's policies in collusion with Mexico and other Central American countries, women and children will be murdered, raped, maimed, forced into criminal activities, and become victims into sex trade, prostitution, child pornography, and indentured servitude. Now, with this in mind, the liberty-minded Texas Grassroots, we've developed an action plan, and for the following moral reasons. Texas Heart does go out to the children involved in the massive flow of illegal aliens into the United States. But we refuse. I repeat, we refuse to be a party of enabling policies and behavior that contributes to the mutilation, rape, easy for you to say, brutalization, and even death of children attempting to reach the U.S. border for their belief of promised amnesty. Texans cannot bear the thought of human trafficking for the purpose of prostitution, child pornography, and indentured servitude. I'm not prepared to spend our limited budgets and resources to fight an unrestricted drug trade and multinational crime as a result of the U.S. border and immigration policy. We have laws, let's enforce them. I do not want to see the health and safety of our own children, Texas children, our seniors, communities, suffer at the expense of the pro-amnesty, open borders ideology promoted by the left and by those that are seeking cheap labor. Now, my issue is not with the illegal aliens, but it's against the government whose policies promote horrors upon this trail of tears for which the people are lured here. My issue is with the U.S. government that entices illegal immigration with the veiled promise of amnesty. My issue is also with the federal government that packs kids into detention centers in conditions that are worse than prison. And my issue is with the federal government that bypasses state and local governments, who fires agents, medical personnel, and caregivers who speak out against the detainees' conditions, and censors the honest media. The honest media that really wants to tell Americans what's going on in the name of protecting the children above the right of the people to know. So, you know, according to a Texas Ranger that I spoke with, 70% of the UACs that are crossing the border in this way are going to end up in the sex trade industry. 70%. And of those 70% that end up as human trafficked or as a slave, they have a lifespan of approximately 7 years. So I tell you, even if President Obama grants amnesty to every single one, how do we know who are the people that are picking them up when they come to pick them up from the detention centers? They don't come with documents. Those that pick them up don't have to prove who they are. Are we selling these children into a life of slavery? That's what you have to ask, and that is our humanitarian crisis. That's a humanitarian crisis, and as Americans, I know there isn't a single one of you that wants to think about that. But think about it, you must. This is something that is in every one of our communities. Every one. It's in our churches, it's in our city halls, it is all over this nation. You must think about it, and this must be public. That's how we stop it. So I stand here today for the children of Texas and of the United States.